morning. I'm back after a short break. I've kind of got a filming setup going, and I'm sitting in the apartment surrounded by boxes, but I've got my craft space kind of set up. I'm just coming on with an unfinished project that when I first started journaling a couple of years ago, 18 months, 2 years ago, well, started doing the junk journaling, there was a lot of freebies. I joined a lot of Facebook groups and there was a lot of freebies. And this was one of them, and I did a load of printing out and cutting out, and then they sat in a folder. And I didn't do anything with the one. So this one was a freebie from Kelly's Crafts at Journaling with Junk and DigiKits. So it's on her Facebook group if you'd like to join. And you got a lot. You've got this file folder and some pockets and some tags here and here. And then you've got some envelopes and different little tuck spots, some journaling cards, library cards about the Brontes, Charlotte, Emily. Yeah, I think it was Charlotte and Emily, and a couple of envelopes here. So I thought I need to, as part of the unfinished projects, I need to start using these up. And one of the things I was going to do first of all is I want to put a small notebook journal in here. What I'm planning on is some of these projects is making them up and using them for small Christmas gifts this year. Because I've got to stop printing things and then not using them. So I'm going to put a small journal in here. So I'm starting off with by just reinforcing the spine, even though I've inked everything, by the way, in walnut stain. It's quite funny not filming for a couple of weeks. You get out of the rhythm of it. So I'm just going to put that on there. And then I've got to go off and choose some papers for it. I'm going to be just using coffee dyed, and I've got some vintage Spanish magazines. So I'm going to use some papers from that, maybe some vintage music sheets that I've got as well. So that sits down. So I've got to wait for that to dry anyway before I do anything with putting the signature in. And I want to put the signature in first before I'm going to put these two pockets here and here. And then I've got to back, I mean, they are printed, but I find them quite flimsy. I've used 160 GSM, but it was some paper that I used when I first started. And it wasn't a very good quality paper, but I don't want to waste anything. So I'm going to back them with some tea dye paper. Okay, everything is dry now. That's all glued in, and I've put some pages together to sew in, which I'm going to be putting in there. So I just need to clip there and there. Right, and I've already done some thread. I've got some of this cream thread here, and then I need to pierce the holes quickly, so I'll get on with there, doing that and then sewing it together. Okay, that's all sewn together, and I've decided to put this on the outside because I'm going to make some dangles just to hang down there with some beads. So I'm going to leave that long for the moment. I'll just trim a little bit off there. Okay, so this is the folder put together. Now the next thing is putting in the pockets that we've got here, and then the other one the other side. Okay, they've gone in there. Right, so now I have back some of the and inked some of the journal cards. etc. So we can put these in here, like that, and the 2 tags here, one there and then at the back. So how are we all? I had a lovely trip to Lanzarote. It was very stressful moving into the apartment. Now I've got to find a house to live in. We have put an offer in the house, so hopefully that might get accepted towards the end of this week. We shall just have to wait and see. Right, one of the other things I've got is a couple of envelopes with this freebie, which I've glued and inked together, and I'm putting in, and I've backed these in packaging I've got, and I'm putting one in each, one in there and one in there. And then what I've got is these 4 sort of labels, tuck spots. So what I'm doing is actually putting them over like that, and then this will serve as a catch to that, if that makes sense. And then I'm contemplating that maybe something like that, or some tickets could go in there like that. I'm not too sure yet, but I'm going to glue that in along there and up the sides, I think. Let's see if this works. So along there, up the sides, and along there, and maybe just a little bit up the sides. There. So that one's going that way. And I have inked these already. In the middle there. Right. Let that one dry, and then I've also got this one here to go on here. So I'm putting it on like that. So that holds as a closure. See there? So this needs to go up the sides, along the bottom, up the sides there, and then this one along the bottom, and a little bit up the sides for a sort of pocket. So that's that way. Move that on a bit. There. Like that. So again, let that one dry. And these 2 I thought could go in the journal as tuck spots. Now what I've got is some coffee paper. This is some vintage paper from 1954 magazine. As magazines I got Para Tea, some more tea dye paper. I raided all my bits and pieces. This is some vellum I printed on using my Porch Prints wood effect kit, I think it was. Some dyed paper there, some vintage music paper, some dyed lined paper, an invoice from the old design shop, some more of the Spanish vintage magazine paper, and again this one I left larger. This was a larger piece, so I've made 2 little tuck pockets there, and then some more of that vintage paper and the invoice from old design shop. So as you see, it's not a large journal or notebook, but I am going to put a little bit of decoration inside for it. So I've got 2 tuck spots to put in. So I'm thinking that's going to have a lot there. So maybe a tuck spot here to put something in there. Not sure what yet. So I then need to glue around those sides. As you can see, when I did print these a couple of years, 18 months ago, there was a misprint on the back. So whatever happens, these needed to be used that way round. So I'll put that on there. So you get all this with the freebie. Whoops, I've only put sort of extra pages in from the for the paper, obviously. But you could even, because you've got a backing sheets as well here, so you could even use them. There's 2 backing sheets, so you could put them into a journal as well. Now, and I'll do the same this side, I think. And put this one there. So that's round this side. Like this. And you can see how bad a misprint that was. Like that. Whoops. So I'll put that in there. I've got to find 2 tags for here, and I think I will put the envelopes in the pockets, maybe, we'll see. We've also got these, but I think they're too big. Yeah, I'm not keen on them going in there. They could quite easily go in the pockets here. Oops, that way up. With some tags, maybe. Or these might be better in there. Oh yeah, I like them in there. Yeah, I'll put them in there. And these can go in here. With a couple of tags, I think. So what I've got is these 2 tags that, whoops, I need to put a tie on the top. So I've got some lace here I thought I could use. There's this piece which I thought could go on one, and then I have this piece for another, I was thinking, so I will get that. And then the other thing I'm going to do is I've got a slot punch here which I'm going to use. These are available. I got this from AliExpress, but, or did I get it from Amazon? Oh no, I think it was Amazon actually. Yeah, definitely Amazon. You can pick them up on, so that's quite good. And then what I thought was, this is going to be difficult, but put that through there. And then I'm getting a piece of this over there and tying them into a bow here. Or a knot to start off with, because this is wax thread and it comes quite loose. So there's those 2, which I can put in the front here, one in there, and then one in here. As I say, I'm trying to use small things like this up as Christmas presents for my crafty friends. Okay, so one of the other things is, I thought I would decorate the front of these, but these are a bit large. I also have these, which I quite like. I go with the theme of Shabby Rose. I can't remember where these might have been. I think they might have been Line Dot Arrow. Not too sure. So something like this, maybe, with a number. Yeah, I quite like that. I need to ink these. this. So yes, my trip to Lanzarote was lovely. Thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a good break after all the move to the apartment. Now we've got to get revitalised to find a house, which hopefully will happen soon. So we're busy house hunting and I'm trying to fit all this in between. Okay, what did I say? Like that? Like that. Yeah. This goes on here. So I don't really know actually. I'm looking at these. Whoops, I don't know where I got half of these tickets from. It's like these folders. I had to go through my computer to find out where I actually got this kit from, this little small file folder kit, and found that it was Kelly's Crafts. Kelly's Crafts by Kelly, I think is her Etsy shop. She does do some lovely kits and ephemera kits as well. Okay, now where did I put the number? There. But one of my next videos you should see I've got a folder full of stuff that I printed out and then haven't used, haven't done anything with. So my plan is to have a look at that and go through that. Now what should we put on this one? I've got lots of tickets. I think some of these might have come from Pink Monarch. Go for more. Oh, that's pretty. This one. This one's pretty, isn't it? Right then. Maybe just a couple of them on that side. They're quite large, aren't they? But no, they'll be okay. And then maybe just a couple of these on that side. I think I have a rose stamp somewhere that I'm going to try and dig out. I'm not certain. And I'm going to do some stamping on some of the pages as well. Yeah, didn't do the rose there, did I? Oops. Oh well. Right. Okay, I think that, like that there. So, put this on. Not going all the way to the top because I know it's going to go down as far as I can. This the right way up. Down as far as I can. There. My glue's gone very runny since I've moved here, but I am in front of a massive doors. I forgot what you call them. Patio type doors. And I thought it would be the perfect filming spot, but it's about 9:30 in the morning, and I've had to pull these shutters down because it was miles too bright. Okay, so I've done that. Maybe I've got this as well here that I could use. Now I've got all my drawers around the wrong way, so I need to find where I've put my punch. There it is. Put a little punch hole in there, like that. Ink this. Just use this for decoration, I think, on here. Because this is quite stark white, isn't it? Just a decoration on there. With maybe a number around that bit. On there, this way I'm also using up lots of these tickets that I've got. Right, okay, so I need to put something on there as well. I also have these strips that I've just taken some scraps and sewn onto the page So what I was thinking, I could use them I've sewn them onto some book page that I sort of wasn't very keen on. I could use them on the sides of some pages, or at least to use one of them. Or a belly band. Now there's an idea. See if I can get that down a bit. There. Maybe down as a belly band. That might be an idea, mightn't it? Small belly band somewhere. As it's got the roses on. I think these papers were from Antique Papery. Anybody know what's happened there? Where she is? I haven't seen her for about a year. Looks like that. Okay, maybe. I did stick a rose on there. As I say, I'm trying to use everything up. Maybe a small belly band there I could put in. Yeah, I think I'll do that. And again, these I made, oh God, a year or so ago, and just haven't done anything with them. And you just sew scraps onto some old book pages. I don't think I've got, yeah, I've got another one there as well. I've done there. And you just start sewing, going down, along, up, down, along, and up like that. You could use them as book pages in books as well, in journals as well, if you wanted to. Right, that there. Okay, so that's that one as well. I'm thinking maybe that's enough. I've got to figure out a closure yet and sort some beads out for that bit. So I'll be back in a moment. Okay, so I have finished it, put my beads on. What I've also got is I have this box here of ephemera. As I was moving, I decided to sort things out, and I found all this ephemera that's been either gifted or I've made. Do you remember the blue pocket? No, that wasn't the blue pocket. That was another blue slip one I made there. But there's all sorts of like tags made from masterboards that I haven't finished. So I put them all in here and thought, right, I've got to start using all this up. So I've used some bits from that as well. So I've tied it up with some organza ribbon, pink organza ribbon. I've put some beads down the side there, some little pink and green seed beads, some pearls and some bicones there. I've left the front quite plain as it was, because I felt it was already decorated. I have the journal cards and the tag in the front pocket. I also found some corner stamps, which I didn't realise I had a couple of different designs. So I've stamped, couldn't find my rose stamp, so I've stamped through that. A page from the magazine, that went in there, in the tuck spot there. Oh, and I've put lace, some pretty lace trim down the sides as well. The vellum paper, you've seen me do that. Some more trim down there. Some stamping there. The vintage paper. And this was one of the things I found in that box, was these notebooks from My Porch Print that I made, again, 18 months, 2 years ago. And I hadn't used them. And there's the belly band part from those masterboard sort of pieces I made. Then in the front, in the middle here, again I stamped up there. We've got a tag from the old design shop and the envelope with 2 tickets in. And then, as you know, the tuck behind with the library card put in there. So that goes in there, and then the same this side, a different one, different tag from old design shop. And this is some of that brown wax thread that I've put through the top. thought it went quite well with it. And again, a couple of tickets there, and as you know, the library card in there, and that tuck spot there. And then over the page I've put a lace pocket down here, and this was a journaling card I found. I put some cheesecloth and roses on it. It was actually a book page. I think it was again part of a master board, and it was a master board I quickly made up because when I had my first sewing machine that wasn't working very well, as you can see, the stitching and the tension wasn't very good. I hate wasting anything. And of course my stitching was way out. I haven't improved much, have I? So I put that in there. Some of the vintage paper. The invoice from the old design shop. Oh, and here I've got a little envelope that's from 49 Dragonflies. And I shrunk them down quite small. They're normally sort of quite normal envelope size. But vintage envelopes. So I've put that on there with a little paper clip, tiny paper clip. Like that, you know, I put the roses on there, the vellum, some more trim down the side here, tuck spot, vintage magazine paper, and some more trim there. And to the back, oh, and I did some stamping here. And again, the journal card and the tags that come with the kit. So I thought that's quite a nice little gift for Christmas for one of my crafty friends. I'm sure they'll hopefully enjoy it. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. It's certainly quite a challenge getting back into it all again. And I'll speak to you soon in the next video. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe if possible. Thanks very much. Bye.